begin with today's topic. What are actually internships? In the registration form, there was a question, and like, what do you want to ask in specific? And someone said, what are internships actually? So, to sum up in one line and in a very basic way, I'd say internships are just underpaid jobs. Like there is this, I don't remember exactly which person, but there was some person on LinkedIn who said that you work more as an intern than the full-time employee in the same company. And that's more because like internships are like a testing period to see whether you're fit for that company or not. So what are actually internships? So internships, the concept is basically like uh, okay, so I'd say that the concept is basically like you are someone who's very new to the world of, let's, since we are engineering students, let's say technology, and you want to work in some company which is into software development, because most of us here, I guess, are software developers or want to become one. So now when you join a company, you don't know how the company works, like what is the code base they use and all. And if you join directly as an employee, and you are like you're in fourth year, you graduated and you haven't done any internship, so you don't know that how the things work in the industry. So basically internship is the concept for college students, which was actually introduced for college students so that they can understand how things happen in the real world. Like in college, when we make projects, it's usually under a professor and with a friend, okay, or with a friend maybe. So there are no constraints, and there are no thoughts. Like just imagine at Google, these people deal with data of billions of people. But when we are working on projects in college, we deal with data of maximum maybe 100, or if you're daring enough, you'll like accumulated data of 1000. But going up to billions or millions is very difficult for you. So handling data at that level and handling data at a bigger level, those are completely different things, right? So when you do an internship is basically a job where you join a company, you get accustomed to how the company works. In specific to software development, you understand how the company is building softwares, what are the places where they are using, which technology they are using, which version control they are using. Okay, and when we talk about non-tech internship, it's about, let's say you are doing graphic design. So in that period, you understand the brand identity, how to design posters, what are the color scheme they use, and what is the structure of their content. But if you are someone who is a social media manager, then you need to understand when they post what is their strategy. And if you are into content writing, you need to understand which content is pushed when, what is the type of content, is it small or long, or their blogs. So basically, this is the concept where we understand how to work in the industry. And this is underpaid because the company is actually training you. They're telling you how to work with them, and they pay you less for the same reason, because when they hire a professional, they expect the professional knows how things happen, and then the person will be working. But when you're working as an intern, there is going to be a mentor who is going to guide you through, and that person is in a way training you. So that's why they're underpaid. Now the thing is, then like the other thing is that internships are not just for college students. There are certain companies who hire professionals as interns first. So that is the testing thing which is there. Okay, so you now this is something which has gone really viral these days, that you will see that companies will say that you pay us 50,000 50,000 5,000 rupees, and we'll give you an internship certificate, and we'll do an internship with us. That is not an internships are either unpaid, where you don't get paid for the work you do, or you get paid for the work you do, which is very less as compared to a professional salary. These people who say that you pay me 5,000 rupees, I'll do an internship, that's an internship for you. They are not internships, they are trainings. And if any internship person, anybody who's offering an internship is telling you to pay them some amount, that is basically a scam. If someone asks you that if you want to apply as an intern in my company and you need to pay 100 rupees for the registration form, it's a scam. there's a high chance that they'll market the internship in a very big way, and they get around maybe 20,000, 30,000 students to register, and 100 rupees each is like 3 lakhs or maybe crores. So that is the game. They like 30 lakhs or maybe even crores if they have a very good distribution. So that is the game they play. So if you're applying for an internship, never pay even one penny until it is something like you have to pay for some work that you're doing. Like, let's say you are someone into event management and need to get a something printed, and you pay 10 rupees there. That is a different story. I'm talking about stuff like you need for joining the company, you need to pay, or for the selection process you need to pay, or after getting selected they ask you to pay for stuff like maybe dongle and all. Don't take those internships. They are usually a scam. If there is a company which wants to hire you and like wants to work with you, they'll provide you with all the resources. They have a very big capital for their employees. Like, if it's a good company, and I'm not talking about just giants, if it's even something which is like a maybe an established company for 4 to 5 years, they'll also take care of their employees, if not that at that good scale, but even they put in money. So it's, if anybody is trying to sell you, that's basically a scam. Now the thing is, why are internships so hyped? What is it? So the thing I stressed on since the very beginning, it gives you an idea how things happen in real world. Like, I'll tell you, when I make a project, I don't think about like I'm into software development. I make websites and I make mobile applications. So when I'm making something, and I don't really think about stuff like if what will happen if a million users turn up. I don't care about it. I deploy it on free places, like if it is something like Heroku or Netlify. I don't keep those things in tabs. But when you're working in an internship, working in a company, then okay, fine. If I'm making a product which has 10,000 users, and if I'm calling a for loop, then it's, damaging the speed in that way. So that is something, the real world experience, that's one thing you get. Second thing is you get a very good mentorship. Like, someone in the industry for maybe 5 to 6 years will be your mentor, or maybe 3 to 4 years also. So they'll teach you a lot of things about the bugs that you face. Like, it will happen that first time when you're learning something, you don't understand where's the error, and you spend a lot of time trying to fix it. But you can't do that in when you're professional. You can't spend days and days behind one error, because you need to get work done. So when you're working with mentors, you learn debugging. That is the most important part of coding, I'd say, because once we are a little experienced, we know where to search. Like, we know Stack Overflow. Okay, so that is something very common, but there are other resources as well, and there are other ways to debug as well. Like, I wasn't aware that we can just color divs to find out which div is wrong and which is not right, until one of my, like, I had done a training. So there the person explained those stuff. There are few people who don't even know about the Chrome developer tools when they're beginning, because nobody told them about it. So those are the little things that help. Okay, so that is the mentoring side of it. And the other thing is that those people are already in the industry, so they understand. Like, we are told as kids, job mil jayega, zindagi sudhar jayegi. But it's not the only thing that matters. You need to do things that you like. You need to understand how you are paid, because after a lot of efforts, also if you don't get a bare minimum salary, it's not worth it. So those kind of insights are also available, made available to you through internships. So that is the other thing. And the other benefit, I would say, is networking. Like, I'll tell you, in COVID, because of COVID, many people lost their jobs. So someone who has a very good network will have a chance of getting a job earlier, because there are people who hired also. If there are people who had to shut down, there are people who made billions and millions. Again, like Tata, TCS became the most valued company. So they are still hiring. So that is the thing. It is that it creates a network. Once you join a different company, you come in contact with different set of people. So it helps you in building a network. And the best part is, oh wait, yeah, this is something like you'll hear that a senior will say that, okay, I did an internship, I got a PPO. Now, and everybody will be like, oh my god, you got a PPO. That is so amazing. Like, when I had joined first year, I come from a business family. I had no idea about how internships work. Okay, and what are these terms? It was like foreign to me. So PPO is basically a pre-placement offer. a job offer even before you are a graduate. So the thing is that let's say you work with a company for 6 months and there you performed very well. They gave you tasks, you did it perfectly, and there if you got stuck, you worked it out, and you did you showed good performance, and they think that you are fit for this company, and maybe you're in third year. So they'll give you a pre-placement offer which says that once you graduate, you'll have a chance to work as an employee in our company, and they even tell you the CTC they might offer. So that is the thing about pre-placement offer, and this is the reason why everybody runs after the FANG internships, because once you get in there and you do an internship for 6 months, and if your performance is very good, the returns that you get is very good, you get a pre-placement offer, which is like you don't need to worry about the placements in college or anything else and run to hundreds of places. It's like you've worked in some company for some time, you get accustomed to it, and then you can do a job there. And if you like the work culture, obviously you'll choose it because it's easier to work. You don't have to again go to a new environment and experience and do stuff. So that is the thing about pre-placement offer. It is basically a company telling you after you have worked with them, "Ki, theek hai, I'll take. You can do a job with us as well once you graduate." So that is the entire concept behind the pre-placement offer, and it is one of the main reason why everybody wants to do an internship at a very good place, because this is the best kind of return that you can get. Because it secures your future in a way if you're someone who's looking forward to jobs for that safety as only. The best thing about internships is you get paid for learning. Like if you're someone who has not done an internship and lands up in a paid internship, luckily, usually that's not the case in the first try, it's after the second or the third try. So you get paid for learning. You learn a lot of stuff and you get paid as well because you're putting in your time, like full time if it is. So this is a motivating thing for those who are ready to who have that जोश कि अपने family को support करना है. Another thing is, what do you need to apply before you need internship? So this is the primary thing is skills. You need to have something which is valuable. It can be something like copywriting or maybe writing captions. That is copywriting, like the ones that you do in the clubs and all, making captions or maybe posters. Or then the technical skills, your CV, your portfolio, which is actually an added bonus if you have. This is the thing that everybody will tell you that you need this. This is you might have heard from everybody. Now, when we say portfolio, CV is basically a documentation of whatever you have done till the past, like in the last few days or years before you apply. Now, what is portfolio? Portfolio for a software developer is GitHub or GitLab account, where you show the projects that you have made. Your code is available for free, like nobody needs to access and all. They can see what you're doing. For a designer, it's usually a Behance or a Dribble account, or where they can show the projects they have worked in. Now, the other thing is you can have a portfolio website where you show the stuff that you do, the blogs that you write. For content writers, their blogs can be their portfolio websites, their portfolio. Now, since website development has become an easy thing because of templates and all, like at least the front end, the starting things. So everybody usually prefers to have a portfolio website because it may, you can just say like, I say if somebody asks me what you do, I just give them my website link and they can see everything there. So that is the benefit that portfolio has. Okay, and it shows that you're investing time in that. See, building a portfolio takes a lot of time and energy. So this is a very positive, it's taken as a positive side that you know what you're doing. Portfolio, when you're making a portfolio, you need to be sure that what you're doing. You need to be sure that, okay, this is one of my best work, so I'll show that. So making a portfolio is basically like, putting in a lot of time and you know what you're doing. That is the best answer that you, like the best vibe that you give. Another thing is ground research. Like if you want to do an internship, you need to do research about the domain. Like let's say I want to do a front end development. I want to do something in the domain of website development, but I don't know the kind of internships available. For web development, there are several kinds of internship. One is that of a front end role, where you design the UI and all, code the UI and all. Then the second is the back end, where you design how websites work, code how websites work. Then the other is website maintenance, where you have to maintain the website. You need to constantly keep updating the text, then improving the speed, then making sure that there are no such crashes, or if there are bugs, finding those. So first do a research about your domain, that what kind of internships are available. For this you should talk to your seniors, or like talk to anybody who has experience, who has done that. There is this best quote that I read, that ask for advice from those who have already done what you want to do. Like if you want to do an internship in the domain of machine learning, ask someone who's already done an internship. Don't talk to anybody and everybody. Be very specific from whom you take advice. Okay, and LinkedIn profile. It was actually not a must earlier, but now it has become a must, because I'll tell you, once I was doing an internship and I recommended my friend. So my employer was like, Mahek, share his LinkedIn profile, share me his email, and if he has a portfolio website, then share that as well. That is what he said. He didn't ask for his CV. LinkedIn profile serves as your CV. So CV, if you need to have a good CV, that is primarily like that's the primary thing. But when most of us, not everybody lands up in a very good company like Google, where there is a lot of interview processes and all. But if you're doing for maybe small companies also, because those matter as well. So there, your LinkedIn profile gives them an idea about the kind of work you have done and all. Because CVs are like, you need to go through so many mails and all, but LinkedIn profile is just search the person, look up their details, and then you get even more information if you list your websites and have your resume attached in the feature section. So LinkedIn profile helps you there. Dedication and patience is like, in cracking internships is very difficult. People might tell you that it's easy, but I'll tell you it's very difficult. You need to be very consistent. You need to be dedicated. You need to search for it, and you need to be patient, because you'll get rejected. There will be time when you will receive no replies. So you need to have that ability to take initiative. I'll explain this in the later slides. It is like in more details how that works. And face rejection is that you'll get rejected, accepted. It will be happen that you'll get rejected for maybe 5, 6 in a row. So you need to handle that as well, and you need to get up and apply again. So this is the things that you need to be aware of before you start doing it. Okay, so that being said, let's discuss one hurdle at a time. So the first hurdle that many ask me, that do I need to master or skills, like what are the skills that I should know? Like, is it like if I want to apply for the role of app development, do I need to know everything about app development? Nope, you don't need to. It's never ever required. Like, you don't need to be worried about the fact that you know everything or not. There are many kind of opportunities. Okay, you start with the things that you can do, and then you do things that you want to do. What does this mean? Let's see, maybe you want to do an internship in app development, but your skills in app development are not that good. You are just a beginner. So you can maybe do an internship in other stuff. It can be social media management, content writing, graphic designing, video editing, or anything that you know on top of your technical skills. Start there, because once you crack even one internship, it opens new doors for you. So it's like, don't think that मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता है and all वैसा चीज. It's like, you know certain stuff. Even using MS Excel is a very big skill, because for even in today in the industry, MS Excel is used for data management and all. Like, for someone who is from a business background, needs to know Tally. So other skills do matter as well. You don't need to know everything, but you need to know something. That's the whole point. Like, you need to know one thing. Like, the first internship I did was a campus ambassador. That was because I could talk to people and convince them to join certain stuff. So I convinced around 100 people to join that platform in 2 to 3 months. So that is nowhere related to what I do now. Currently, I'm just focused on developing softwares. So don't be like, नहीं ठीक है मेरे को app development में ही करना है. So I keep on building skills and I don't network. I don't do anything else. Start with anything small, or if you are so focused, then you can slowly build skills and build projects and then start applying. Okay, so before we discuss what is a CV and all, how many of you have actually made a CV? Let me just activate the poll. Okay, yeah, so hmm, Okay, that's a good number, I'd say, because there were few people who have not. Okay, for those who have just joined, go to slido.com, enter the code 34646 and vote. We are 65 here and 30 people have voted. Come on, faster. It's at least 50 people, 50 of you vote. Come on. Go to slido.com, enter the event code 34646. And all the replies are anonymous, so I won't be able to catch you. That TK, this person voted, so that's why I won't vote. It's anonymous. Just go ahead and let me know so that I'll pick up things or maybe keep it at the same pace. It will help me basically. Okay, let's reach the 50 mark. We're 65 here. See, the entire discussion that we have till now, it is basically internships help you, hone skills which are valued in the industry. Okay, that is the first thing. The second thing is you need to have the ability to find internships and put in that extra effort to crack one. Nice 50. We are 64 here. Good. That's a good number, I'd say, because I'm not voting. There will be a few people who are repetitive anyway. So yeah, that's good. And we have 54% who have made, but 46. Oh, sorry, 54 who haven't made. Sorry. Okay, let's move on. Now, so how to make a CV? Don't try to make CV on your own. Use CV builder sites. Go to overleaf.com or canva.com or CV Dragon. Even there are a ton of sites. I don't know all, but these two I have used. Canva is a little more a flashy thing where you can make, if you are someone who's a designer and all, you can try to make a flashy CV using Canva, but Overleaf provides you standard CVs which are like used all across the world, not just in India, but many people use it, and it's very easy to use. The second thing is, before you make a CV, you need to know what you're capable of. So sit down, list out everything that you've done. Like if you are someone who was very active in school and you won a few projects and you are in first year, like sorry, you just move into second year or you just got into first year. So for you, the CV will include stuff that you have majorly done in your college, in your first year of college and in school, because you are not that deep into your college to have achieved stuff, and because of COVID things are even worse for you all. So list out everything that you have done. It could be winning a small project competition or maybe some award that you got from your school, or if you are in college second year and third year, then it can be all the events you hosted or organized, or the projects that you made, or the internship that you did if you have done already. So just list out everything that you find relevant. I'll in the next slide I'll talk to you about the things that you should list out in your CV. So there you can just pinpoint. So this is something which helps you in making your CV because it tells you, "Okay, I have done so much." Like this happens. We all have this imposter syndrome in us where we think मतलब कितना भी कर ले सब कम है. Like I was at this point where I was thinking कि what I have done nothing. And there was this, my friend was like, okay, if you haven't done anything, then I haven't done anything at all, because he at that point he had not done an internship also and had done a few. So first list out, and that gives you a little bit of confidence. If I have done something, then focus on the, like if you have the internship offer in front of you, like know the things, like let's say there's a web development opening and you know that I know, what do I say, ठीक है, bootstrap चाहिए, react चाहिए, vue चाहिए, so understand the skills needed. And keep your PDF to one page, like the CV to one page. There is this post on LinkedIn by a professional who said that if you have 5 years of experience, still your CV should be of one page. The reason will be explained later. I'll discuss in this in a little more depth. Use consistent fonts. Now, again, the reason is the same reason why we should use CV builder sites. And see, once you understand the skills, you understand कि उन लोगों को क्या चाहिए. Like, let's say I'm hiring someone who knows how to use PHP. And if you give me a resume which says that you use Node.js, then why will I hire you? The chances of me hiring you is minimal. It's like almost zero. So first understand the skills that are needed, and then tailor your CV according to it. Like if you need, if I'm hiring and I need someone who's good at using Bootstrap, and the other person says that he does not know how to even use CSS, so why will I hire that person? So first understand the skill and tailor your CV according to it. Have only those, like you have listed out everything that you have done. Now when you are making the CV, first understand कि ठीक है ये skills चाहिए, and तो अब ये skills और इस domain से relevant what have I done, then put that in your CV. Like if you are applying for a web-based job, don't put that you interned as a content writer, because that is not relevant. But if you don't have any other thing to mention, then put that. Like if you have an internship in web development, put that, and avoid putting in the content writer. It gives you more space to add something else. But if you haven't done anything else, then you should put in at least that you should show that I have done some work earlier, but it wasn't in the domain I always wanted to do. So that is fine. But try to tailor your CV in a way that it shows stuff which is related to the thing that you are applying for. If you are applying for a graphics, or maybe a UI UX post, so there you should mention about the designs that you've made, the companies you have worked with, what kind of designs have you made for them. Because I will be interested in knowing that only. I won't be interested in knowing that, okay, this person made a website that day, because that's not my interest. So tailor your CV according to the skills that are required. Okay. Now, this is the thing. These are like a very broad overview. Like this is something I have seen in CVs of my seniors, and once I was interning with one of the companies and they were recruiting, so I'd seen the kind of applications they got. So from there, I've taken this. So basically, you need to first list out your latest education details. If you're in college, then you should list out definitely your college and your 12th at max. Don't go below that because nobody else is interested. And previous experience is basically an internship experience. Here, if you don't have an internship already, then you can mention something like I was a organizing team member in this club, or something of that sort in your previous experience. Because see, all the work that we do, like even my team which is working with me and doing so many stuff, you people are doing something which others of your age or others in your class are not doing. So that is definitely an experience, but it's not encouraged because it's not a professional experience. So try to put your internships there. If you don't have one, put in these activities where you were in a position of responsibility. Or even if you don't have an internship, you can change previous experience to position of responsibility, because position of responsibility, as the phrase says, it shows that you're responsible for something. Then put in projects. Now the thing catch here is your projects are some things that you do on your own. It should not be based on like I did an internship in this company where I made something and there you wrote that I made this project. And if that project is XYZ, then don't go in the project section and put I made this project XYZ. It is repetitive. Put in something that you made as a demo or something while you were learning or something that interested you, but it was not, or maybe a freelance project if you have ever done freelancing. So that is the kind of things you put in projects. Achievement is, it can be anything. I'll show you my CV just after I cover these points in brief so that you'll get a better idea. And the other thing is extracurricular. Now, what is extracurricular? It can be, being part of a dance club, music club, or this technical club as well, because this is not included in our curriculum. Then the quiz club, for instance, or even if you're a volunteer, like I was a volunteer in GDG and WTM. So those kind of things. Then event volunteers, the IEM1 volunteers, all those stuff that you do outside your curriculum goes there. Social work is basically like you helped an NGO, or maybe you were part of some program which does some social good. Okay. And then publications and research paper, that is pretty much clear, I don't think. Contact details, include your email and let it be a professional email. Don't have random names like mahaklove@gmail.com. Please usually prefer having something like Mahak Makharia@gmail.com, or like I have it as Makharia Mahak@gmail.com. So have something professional. Don't have your nicknames and all in your professional CV ka email. Okay, then put in your contact number and put in the location you're based in. You don't need to give the address. You'll see that there are a few seniors who were told by the college कि एक use a doc and put in everything, like even your address. You don't need to do that. Nobody these days care about it. Some people even put their family background. That is not required. Just put in the minimal contact details, which is so that if the person is interested in talking to you, they can reach out to you, and that is either by mail or by phone. Both are necessary. And location is basically to understand that okay, if I'm based in Kolkata, I'm less likely to move to Mumbai. But if I'm based in Bombay, I will work in a company which is there. Okay, so that is something which helps the employer in contacting you and understanding whether you're fit for this or not. And the last is the social handles. Use this to fill up space. Don't make it necessary to put it here. Okay. So I just show you my CV. Okay, or maybe wait. Let us discuss one more thing. Or maybe we can do it side by side. I guess my CV is visible. And it's zoomed in enough. Okay, so this is basically what I said. Have your name, your contact details. Like I said, I put my portfolio website everywhere. This is basically me bragging. Anyway, so yeah, and the other thing is link everything. Like if it's a link, it should be linked, and that is the feature that you get in CV builders. Like you don't need to worry about all these stuff. Now, education, put in like if you have a very good CGPA, like I can flaunt this because of the results of this semester. Okay, so put in the results if they are good enough. If they are not that good, like if it's a 60 or maybe 55%, skip it. It's not necessary. Don't put anything that makes you look as a bad student. Everything should look like you're a good student. You can always hide information, but don't lie. Okay, now the thing is experience. Yeah, so see now, like I have been preaching since the very beginning that we should not include activities related to clubs in experience. So IEDC lab is basically a research lab, so I can put here because here I've done something which is like a professional experience. It's not like I haven't put DSC here because DSC is not a professional experience. And yeah, so and you can see that. Okay, so here, coming back, correct grammar, be specific, don't repeat points, and use bullet points. Okay, so whatever you write here, make sure the spellings are right. Use bullet points so that it's easier to read. Like, let's say, if I remove all the bullet points, now how difficult will it be for you all to read through this? Because I haven't added any bullet points and now you're given to read this. Here you can see there are bullet points. So it's definitely more easy for the person to assess you if it's broken into points. And each point, use each point to give something valuable. Like here I'm talking about the ML models. Okay, then I'm talking about a project that I made. Now again, here I'm talking about one project, and then the second I'm talking about another project, and the third I'm talking about others. Now whenever you're mentioning something, make sure you link it so that they can see. Like they don't have to wait for you to show the projects. The links help you, like it helps them basically. And the other thing is be very specific about the timelines and the location. Like if it is something remote, then add remote, and if it is something physical, then add the location where you worked in, because these small details also matter and it helps the employer understand you better. Now, skills. Don't ever lie. Please don't lie in your skills. Whatever you know, just write it here. And this over 3,000 and 1,000 line is a fancy thing. I just like it, so let it be, but you don't need to put it here. Okay. And the other point here is, give them numbers. So let's talk about my achievements first. So here you can see that I've given exact numbers. Ki itna jan applied and itna jan mein I got selected. Or if and also mention stuff like state level, because those show that okay, you were good in a bigger crowd. And also mention the timelines when talking about anything. Like you need to put in the timelines for each and everything. Like this was the time when I worked on this project, or this was at the time. Okay. Now, when we're talking about projects, all these projects are freelance projects. I really don't have any such very good portfolio projects because I did not invest that much of time there. So these are basically my freelance projects. Now you can see this point has too much of information. This is not the best CV. This has deliberately has some faults. So this entire line can be broken down into smaller points. So that is something you should do. Now you see that if you are reading this, where it is broken into two separate points and you're reading one big paragraph, which is better? Obviously, this first part is better. So just break down everything. Don't use don't use fancy words like there will be people who will be like I did machine learning. I did a project on machine learning. Don't use that. Be specific. Ki machine learning mein what did you use? And if you are something like if you can say that I made a bot which performed automates this task and that I did using this part of machine learning. That is something you should say. Like I have added here that I used Ionic framework and I used PHP. So that is the way you add details. Don't be very lame. Ki I used web development skills to do this. It does not work that way. Now talking about the extracurricular, again you need to highlight the post like there is was less of space. Like see here also this is a very big text. It can be broken down. ठीक है तो add the name like avoid using short forms like this DSC IEM should be developer student club IEM. IEM is a little obvious because it can be a college and all, so avoid using short forms until it's a very big name. Okay, that is also a drawback in this resume. Then add the post like I am leading, so I have highlighted leading. Then add something that was good. Like I've added the largest technical club on campus because there are no other technical clubs. Now, what are you doing there? So I am planning and hosting sessions and mentoring a few members and doing this stuff. Add details like that. Now, when I'm talking about Quizart Club, I added that I hosted a quiz there. And when I'm talking about GDG, I highlighted that I was part of their flagship event. And I added this top 15 because giving numbers increase your credibility. Let's say you say that I won a project. Okay, I won a project. Cool. What is good about it? But then when I say that I won a project which was organized by Google, okay, it was around 5,000 teams had participated and I stood maybe 100. So it gives a big number. Like 500 में से 100 is a very good number. 5,000 में से 100 is a very good number. ठीक है या फिर if you are the best then you are like for 1 out of 5,000. So that is a very it shows that you did something very credible like itna competition mein and it was organized by a prestigious place and then also you performed that good. Your CV should be all showing all the good sides. It should not ever show something bad. Now, like I said, social links. Basically, use the space left for social links, the things that you want to show. As we are developers, our GitHub account is a must. Like I said, LinkedIn account is a must. And Twitter is becoming becoming something LinkedIn wanted to be. Because you'll find that on Twitter, two people who have those check marks, the verified accounts, you will find them also contributing. Yeah, open source projects contributions. Yes, see, if since I had freelance projects, I haven't contributed much to open source. So I added here projects can be anything. We'll talk about the kind of projects we should make in the next part. This section can be anything that you did on your own. It should like did on your own or in teams. It should not be directly related to a company. Like I said, like this project was something I worked in a company. So I can't add that here as because it's repetitive. Already here I'm talking about my company's project and if I add it here, it becomes repetitive. Okay, so this is basically to show you all that again this template is taken from Overleaf. Okay, and this is I guess the DDCD. So you can use this template. This is something everybody uses and it's easier to edit. And yeah, so that's all about it. Like I think you must have got a idea of all the questions that I guess you people must have had regarding to seats. Another thing is that when you're applying for the companies which have a very big application pool, they filter the CVs using bots. ठीक है तो what happens is that they have certain bots and the bots read through your CVs and they filter out based on the skills and all. Like there's an algorithm. I don't know much about it, but I know that they use bots. So there is this site called Resume. Okay, I forgot to highlight it. It's Okay, where is the pointer? Yeah, so there's this website called resumeaudit.com. There you can go and you can upload your CV and it tells you कि ठीक है, this is something that you should not write, this is something you should do. This basically makes sure that your resume is read by bots as well. So this helps in filtering basically. Like if it is a big company which gets emails like thousands or maybe 2000s, so there they don't manually do this, they use bots. So you'll see that some people get quick replies and some don't hear till the end. These are the game changers. And don't use buzzwords like I said, links to your projects. Yeah, so if you're contributing to an open source project, add link that project to the GitHub project link, because on GitHub everything is public. You can see who did which comment, who did what. That is clearly visible. So just add links to all the projects you can. And if it's some website, don't add the code of the website, like don't add the link to the code, add the link to the hosted one if it is hosted, because it shows that the thing is actually working. And if there's an app which has been already launched, give the link to the Play Store or the, yeah, Play Store is ठीक है, App Store वाला we'll see. Whatever feels comfortable, whichever store it is in, add the links, because when once you show that the stuff is live, it shows that ठीक है, whatever you have done, it works. And once they see the stuff is live, then they care about the code. But at one go, they love to see that the thing is live or not, because it shows that you know how to deploy as well. Making projects is not everything. You need to know how to deploy it as well. At least if you can't do it on your own, you need to know how that is done, so that you are aware of the processes and the changes that should be done during deployment. Because in industry, you don't do everything on your own, but you need to be aware how each part functions so that everything is in sync. Okay, so having said that, इतना सब कुछ डिस्कस कर लिए, we talked about so many things. So how to find internships, there are other way to find internships. So intern channel is super famous. You can use that. There is intern theory. Then there are a couple of other things I don't know. Frap is also there. Frap is not the best place, but it's a good place for beginners, because here there are unpaid internships and all. So you can do that. Angel.co is a lesser known thing. Like I wasn't even aware of it that much until one of my friends cracked an internship through that. LinkedIn, yeah, you'll find people who post. Your network, what I mean is basically what happens is when we start networking, when we talk to people from different walks of life, you will find that some people just put random statuses. Okay, I'm hiring. Like it happened with me. One of the seniors I was in contact with was hiring for his startup, and he posted a status. He didn't he did also post on his social media, but yeah, I saw it on his status, so I just shared it in with the graphic designers. So he was hiring a graphic designing and web development interns. I shared it with people who would be interested in that. So that's how it works. You need to network and you need to leverage it as well. Sometimes just asking a senior or maybe a professional that is there any opening can get you something. Now college startup is like college mein, if there are startups, just join one, do work for, if it's a good startup, then you can stay for longer, it will help you. But if you find that no, this is not the place I want to be, then leave after some time. But it's a good way to get started. Like the first internship, that 1 month internship. I remember doing a 1 month internship of graphic designing with some random company who was like into LED bulbs and all. But it was something that I got through my network, and I didn't get paid for it. But I did 4 to 5 graphics there, and it gave me a portfolio. So yeah, use your network and Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You'll find people like usually the CEOs or the operation people who post that they were hiring someone. Instagram is also like the company's post. FB groups, there are groups dedicated for sharing internships. Now the career tabs, like all the well-established companies have a career tabs. Yeah, there you can find the openings as well as the email ID where you can share newsletters. Like if you are interested in working with a company, go and subscribe to their newsletters. They usually share an email, they send across an email when they're hiring. Google search, just search how to find internships or where to find internships. It's like you need to do a little, I was talking about research, right? So you need to Google, learn how to Google, because if you don't know how to search, then it's not going to benefit you. Yeah, so that being said, how many of you have a portfolio? Because now we'll discuss about the projects. So go to slido.com, enter the code 346, 34646, and tell me how many of you have made a portfolio. By portfolio, I mean that you have a GitHub account which looks good, or you have a portfolio website or a Behance profile. Means it depends on the kind of work you do. Like whatever you do you have something to show? We have 56 people here. चलो 40 तक तो जाओ. Three more people. कोई एक जन वोट कर दें तो हम जाके वोट करेंगे. Okay, fine. Don't vote. We could have reached the 40 mark anyway. How to build projects or portfolios? So, if you're someone who's just starting and maybe in second year or has just got into first year, work for free. See, whatever work you do in the college, it's for free. But you can actually go and approach certain companies. Yeah, for influencers, if you are someone into graphic designing or content writing, I'll work for free. I'll do the designs. I'll help you out with anything that you can do in free. So that gives you a portfolio for free. Basically, the idea is we are very young. If you are someone whose family is financially established and you don't have that burden on you that you need to support your family, you should go ahead and work for free. Get at least one portfolio work which you can show. Like, let's say, I am a graphic designer as well. So I approach this good Instagram page which has a fairly good reach. Basically, I'll design a few posters for you for free. The only thing is that I'll claim them as mine. Like, I'll put it in my portfolio. Okay, I worked with you. In that way, you understand how that established page is working, what graphic works and what doesn't, and they'll even rectify you. Like those revisions, that will also happen. So you will learn, you will understand how things work. Now, work for free. The other thing is that if you go on internshala or all those stuff, you'll find there a ton of unpaid internships. Apply there. If you don't have that financial burden, then don't get crazy about earning big chunks at the first go. Go and apply there. Okay, and don't commit yourself to more than 2 months. The at most that you should work for free is 3 months. Because if, and that too also, if the work environment is good. If the work environment is like they aren't paying you and they are on top of your head constantly, you work, do this, do that, and they are pressurizing you, don't do it. But if they are like decent people who have very decent requirements, which does not give you a headache and you like doing, like it can be some a good, even a startup where the idea is very good but they can't pay you because they don't have funds. So, and you like doing the work, then go ahead, do it for free because you can afford to do that. If your family is working fine, then you should do that. The second thing is making demo projects. What I mean there is like you can do those clone things. Like I tried to make a clone for of Zomato, very basic part of it, where people could search restaurants. There I use Zomato the API. So make these small projects on your own. It teaches you stuff, and then figure out how to deploy them. Easiest ways to deploy is using GitHub pages. If it's a static thing, then you can use Netlify, Heroku. As far as I know, these are the stuff. Then there is another website called Pro Free Host. Yeah, so there you can host for free as well. But it supports only PHP as far as I remember. So yeah, there are a couple of websites where you can host those projects for free, at least for web. And for app, you can definitely give APK and have the backend on any such websites. Now, contribute to open source. This is something like Soham can speak best on, and he had actually taken a session already. So, what we mean by contributing to open source is like there are a couple of softwares which are open source, like OBS Studio, which I'm using to record it. So, that is also open source, right? So, open source है तो you can go to GitHub, you can find the repo of the project you want to contribute to, and you can do contributions there, and then you can add that project in your portfolio in the project section, the one which I showed. So there you can say that this is this project, okay, this is what it does, and I did this work, and I contributed in this duration. Participating in hackathons, there you sit and ideate something, you make something, so it adds on to your project. Work with seniors, like there might be seniors who are working on a project and they might need someone, just one additional member for something. So go and talk to them, ki, are you doing something where I can help? In the name of helping, you learn a lot of things because they are someone who are experienced, like more experienced as compared to you. Freelance projects are also counting in your portfolio, because see, portfolio is something that you do on your own independently. That is the entire idea. It's like something that you do on your own for someone, or maybe just for the sake of practicing, and it shows that what you're capable of doing. And like nobody has that, राइट कि मैंने ये बनाया है एंड इसने अपना प्रोजेक्ट में दिखा दिया, वैसा कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए. इट शुड बी कि यू हैव डन समथिंग ऑन योर ओन एंड देन यू कैन फ्लॉन्ट इट. And use Google or YouTube as in you can just search ki I am interested in this domain. So what are the good portfolio projects in that domain? That also works fine. Okay. So that is the entire idea. Now, how to build one, like adding on to it, you people have basically 4 to 5 options. First option, the easiest way for software developer is have a good GitHub profile. Add projects that you make, add code there, and even add the hosted links. If it's a website or an app, then have that drive link where the APK can be found. Then if you are a graphic designer, have a good Dribble or Behance profile. Dribble is immediate because you need to get that invite. So if you don't get an invite, use Behance. And the best thing you can do is make a portfolio website. 2 options for this: you can use WordPress and get a free domain using free for 1 year domain using GitHub Student Pack and host it on any of the website I have said already. Okay, and the other option is you download a template. Find a template on GitHub and use it. So that is the entire idea. Now, what kind of projects, if we say, the project should not be something very simple and should not always be something very complicated. Like I said, a restaurant finder. The only purpose it has, you can just search in a locality, you can filter. So it's not something very big. But I took the pain of using the API, understanding it, how it gives returns it and all. So it shows that I can do that for other companies with this with a similar notion, or with the similar idea, or it can be something different, but I can figure my way out because I'm not an employee of Zomato, but I figured out how to use their API. So even those small things, like in COVID, everybody might have made a COVID dashboard. But it's something very common, but you did it on your own. That's what matters. And you can just even do that code along thing, like somebody is showing it on YouTube and code. You code on the side, but you'll know that when you're coding it yourself, you'll face errors which that person did because you might not have that correct configuration, or you typed it wrong, or it can be maybe when the video was made, that thing existed, but when you are making it, the same thing does not exist. It can be any folder I'm saying, any dependency which deprecated, or it can be anything. You will face errors which will teach you something, and at the end of it, you'll definitely have a portfolio as well. So see, when I say portfolio, it's more relevant to someone who has something which they can show physical, it's not like you should always have a portfolio. Portfolio is an added bonus. Like I said in the beginning, it shows that you know what you're doing. Like if I am making a portfolio, I will put in everything that is relevant to me and what I do. Like I won't go and add that here portfolio and add I edited a video. No, because that is not something I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of the projects that I've made, which are in the domain of software development, and that is what I want to do. So portfolios basically show that what kind of people have you been associated in the past, if you have worked with someone else already. Okay, and if you you can like when you are adding portfolio on a website, you can always add the projects that you did with certain companies as long as you haven't signed an NDA where you cannot disclose that. So as long as it is cool for you to claim that okay, I made this without giving away any other further details, you can do that. So portfolio is basically one place where the employer can know that this is what the person is capable of. You will see that many people have very flashy portfolio websites. Like even mine is a little flashy, so that the person knows that this is what I'm capable of. So when you're making a portfolio website, it can be a little flashy. Okay, but don't do that when you are making certain, like for designers and maybe even for UI developers. We have this thing where we make PDF which has screenshots. So there you can put in like don't put in kya bolte, everything. Just put in the best ones and have mock-ups. Okay, and don't like give a lot of details if the product is not live. So just be aware of those little things. And when you're sharing a portfolio PDF, don't overflow. Like don't let the details overflow. Okay, give a brief overview. Nobody's interested in knowing your angas. They just want to see what you're capable of. So show the best. That is the entire idea behind making a portfolio. So if you want me to discuss anything specific in this regard, just let me know. I'll point those out. Okay. Now the thing is how to stay motivated. Like I said, like I had applied for more than 300, 400 internships on Internshala. Now what I did was that once I applied for one, I had a copy paste system. There I copied the text that I wrote for one internship of graphic designing, and I went to another, pasted it, and changed it in case the software changed. Okay, and the rest remained the same. So you need to do this constantly, and you'll get rejected. So the easiest way to get motivated is find a friend who wants to do the same. Like if you want to do internship in web development, find someone else who's doing the same thing and wants to find the same internship, and then you both sit down and scout it for it together. Okay, and you can tell each other about new updates. Okay, this is coming up. Like it happened with us. We were planning for the software engineering internships. We are in third year now. So my friends, we used to talk about this. He used to say I applied for this, and I would go back and apply for the same. And if I got rejected, he was like, "Nee, you're better than this." So those things keep you going. And if you're lucky enough to have brothers and sisters who are in the same domain, you can talk to them about it. Okay, I'm applying here, so what should I do? What should I not do? And you can tell them the experience, and they'll definitely help you out. And or if you have relatives like with whom you have good relations, basically anybody with whom you have a good relation, you can talk to them about it. And the best option is finding someone who is trying to do the same. Now that's where DSC actually helps, because you see here we have maybe, oh, we have 51 people now. So from the 51 people, two might be interested in the same domain as you. So just ask in the groups that is someone also doing the same thing, and then you all can talk. I don't expect you to discuss it in public, like, but you can just find people and do it together. And the other way is just understand that you will always get rejected. Like the worst thing that can happen is that you'll get rejected, but during the process of applying for one, like when I got rejected in that scholarship that I applied for, but when I was applying for the scholarship, I made a resume. I made it very beautifully, where I researched about how to make a resume. So I got to know a lot of stuff, and then I used the same resume for my DSC lead application. So see, it helped me. I got rejected, that's fine, but whatever I did, then it stayed with me. I learned how to, I learned how to make a resume for a scholarship. So now the next time I apply for it again, I know how to do it. So this is something I always say, that if you're preparing for something, be it an internship or anything in life, you are doing something very different, something that you don't do generally, and you'll always end up learning something new. It can be, going out of your comfort zone and trying to do something, or maybe just doing the same old thing, but in a little better way. Because I know how to make a CV, but since I was applying for a scholarship, I researched. Like I said, ground research is important. So I researched how to make a CV. So I got filtered. Like, see, out of an application pool of 2,000 people, if I could make it to the filtering round, that means my CV, the video that I gave and all, they had something that the rest did. So you weigh your progress in that manner. Like last year, like no last year I'd applied, but last year I didn't get through the filtering. But this year I got through the filtering. So that's how it works. You will get rejected, but if you get selected, your life might go upside down in a good sense, like a 180-degree turn. So just have that in mind that you will get rejected. It's okay, but if you get selected, it's going to be amazing. So find people who want to do similar stuff like you, and don't get disheartened because it needs a lot of patience. And once you crack, the reason why I stressed on cracking non-technical also, if you're a technical person, it gives you confidence. If I did one, I can definitely do more. Like I started as a campus ambassador and now I'm into software development. Now all the internships that I do are in this regard. So you see how much things have changed from being someone who just promotes something to being someone who's developing something. So I got that initial boost ki I cracked one internship. I know how to talk. And then that confidence like compounded and now I feel confident of even before something else. That syndrome of that imposter syndrome, which is basically feeling bad about yourself, will always be there. You'll feel that you're not good enough. That is why you need people who are doing similar stuff and who feel the same. Then you'll understand that sabko aisa hi lagta hai. It's okay, it's normal. So take it in a positive way and have your own tribe, as I say. People who think like you and who want to be around you as well. Okay, so that's how you stay motivated. बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. Let me see questions. Okay. Can we wrap up? You can leave. Okay, we have 11 likes here. That means people got 4. Okay, I'll answer that. Yeah, this is basically the end of it. I'll be just discussing maybe a few more. And please explain in machine learning field how to make portfolio website in an easy way. See, you can go on GitHub and like even my portfolio website code is available for free. So you can just copy it and edit it. That is, like you need to have a basic knowledge of HTML, CSS to edit. And the other thing is you can use WordPress. That's the best solution because you get a theme and you just need to edit. But yeah, you need to put in a little bit of effort, or maybe you can ask a friend to do it for you. That is the other option. And in machine learning, see, like I said, you have to do the research. You need to ask someone in the same domain. Is domain may I want to do an internship and find someone who's already done an internship there. That person will be able to guide you because and you need to do research, like search machine learning internships, and you will find like there is a list of websites that I shared. So go there and search for machine learning internships. You have to search. There is no simple way. You need to put in the word. The other way is cold emailing companies who are into machine learning that you want to work with them. That is also how it works. And in the wrap up, I'd say this is basically the end of it. Those who are in a hurry to leave, the thing that you can do is there are little more tips and tricks that I have, but it's already 7. I didn't realize. So yeah, like I'd say that if you're searching for an internship, first understand what you want to do. Like in machine learning is a very big field. Find your focus at what you want to do. Are you want to going into image processing, or are you going into maybe OpenCV and all? Decide where you want to work. Okay, should there be multiple CVs for? Yeah, so the thing is, like I said in the very beginning, you need to tailor your CV according to the job requirement. Internships are available all year round. But if you are focusing on the tech giants, then they have 2 types of internship. One is summer internship, one is winter internship, which is after the end of the odd and the even semesters. And they recruit before. Like if you are to apply in the winter internship, then you need to apply during summer. Or some like Google has it 1 year before. Like if you want to apply in summer 2021, then you need to apply in August 2020. So you need to keep a tab on it. You need to again do research. like the small companies hire whenever they want to. What kind of projects help you land your first internship? So the first internship was not for the restaurant finder. It was through a basic site which just added credits, like a credit management system which operated on just three things: creating a new account, not even an account, just adding a user, passing credits, and deleting a user. That's it. See, the like I said, you should start with small internships which don't pay you much. Once you do one internship, you get a confidence and a portfolio of two. So it helps you build up. In most genuine cases, the list of prerequisites. See, what this is true. Like you'll see that these people ask for everything. That is because they don't know what they want, and they even might not have been able to understand कि इनको क्या चाहिए वो भी नहीं पता होता. Just apply. Once you if they like talking to you and all, they'll call you for an interview. Then you think clear out things. Don't think that मेरे को सब कुछ आना चाहिए. Just see that are you like it will happen. It will say front end development, and then they'll write React, Vue, Angular, everything. Don't panic. Usually they don't know what they want. They are usually a startup who wants to build a front end website. So just tell them that this is what you know. This is one way, or the other way is just avoid them or focus on those who have specific requirements. I'm in third year, been learning sometime. Like I said, just go on YouTube, search how to find like what are beginner projects or maybe intermediate projects for machine learning aspirants. Again, when you say ML, it's very broad. Niche down. Talk about NLP, image processing, OpenCV. I don't know, these stuff are still not clear to me either. So niche down. Talk about specific topics, and you can be into making bots. Or how many internships should we do? As many as possible. There is no upper cap. See, the more you do work with companies, the more your network builds. When I had started, I didn't know anybody. I'm from a business family, but now, like after 2 years, I know anybody. Yeah, sure, go ahead. If you want to use the mic, definitely you can unmute. So now I know at least someone from different walks. So it's like the more you work, the more exposure you get, the bigger your network becomes. So technical writing is a way to go as an internship. Yeah, you can definitely go with technical writing. Anything that gives you a head start. Like I said, all CV should be one page because you need to be very honest about yourself. Personal, yeah, it's not needed. Never add details like gender, religion, guardian's name. These are not photo occupy space. Why waste space? You need to fit everything in one page. So don't put anything. Just put in like I showed you my sample, right? That is the standard that I've seen from my seniors, and also that works. Should we include? Yes, definitely. You should include. Okay, let me just mark as done also. Yeah. I have a question. We should prefer. Yeah. See, you don't need to sound overconfident, but you need to know that I can do this. Like every front end development thing I've done, I said that I'm confident that I can do it. I might not be the best person to do it, but I'll figure my way out. So that is the amount of confidence you need to develop many skills. It may take, or what is the solution? See, you don't need to have a lot of skills. When I was in school, I learned video editing. When I was in first year, I learned graphic designing, and now I'm into web development. It takes time. Just focus on what you know already, work in it, and if you find it interesting, go ahead with it. Otherwise, try something else. It's okay. Everything will take time. Nothing happens overnight. How to pass through filtering? See, filtering is something which is, I told you again, it's about your projects, it's about the previous experience. If you're applying for a internship at a tech giant, then you need to have something like some kind of portfolio. So it's more about like I said, now the CV should say all thing goods about you. It should show certain qualities. Like you need to understand key like what is the requirement. If they are looking for leaders, then somewhere in the CV leadership should be mentioned. Those little things, like there are elaborate videos. You can actually just Google a little more on it, because already people have got tired. So it's like there are when a good company lists their skills, they list out things which give you pointers that what you need to include. They'll say that I need someone with oops ka knowledge. Then you write oops somewhere in your CV. They'll say I need someone who's a leader, so add something like I hosted this event, or I'm a leader of this club. And then they will say that I need someone who is into BTech computer science, so add somewhere computer science. Okay, then if it's a research internship, then you need to apply research, like add research somewhere. So that's the little things that make your CV stand out. How many internship we should do? If anybody wants to
Hello.
ask, unmute yourself and ask. There is no problem in that.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just asking that I was applying for front end dev roles in web dev
Hmm.
in Shala. Means most of them are asking for React JS or Angular JS, but I only know vanilla JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. That basic things I know. I
See,
have a few projects in.
all the websites have filtering criteria where you can mention these stuff and filter. There will be someone who's looking for just those, but if you don't find something in that domain, learn React. What is the problem? And to just begin, like I said, find some free internships thing. Usually they don't have those high bars, or maybe just find someone or something in college, like the startups which are there already. Find it on LinkedIn, or maybe just make a good portfolio project in React.js, or well, this is just about your personal call. You need to find a solution. Now you can't, as it is, just HTML and CSS skills won't help you in the long run. You need to learn something. So choose what you want to learn and find it there. What if our field of interest has not many project options? Every field has a lot of project options. It just depends. Uh, where are you looking, and how big are you thinking? Okay, okay. And in most genuine cases, I answered this. How to get an internship in embedded system IT specialty. I guess this is Akash. So Akash, you can talk to people in EC department. I guess those people have like talk to seniors, because I don't have much of idea about this, because I really am not into hardware, so I can't answer. Yeah, see, this is a really good question. I should say that you should tailor your CV for all kind of roles. If you're applying for a content role, like I said, just tailor your CV according to the job requirements. Wrap up. ठीक है, जिसको जाना है जाओ भाई. I am in third year. I answered this. This is again like keep an eye on the careers tab of good companies. Subscribe to their newsletters. This will keep you updated. As for wrap up, I guess everybody must have got most of your answers, and I see most people have already left. Anybody who wants to ask something, you can just use your mic. Acha, how much roles? Referral plays a good role in big companies. If you get a referral, you get filtering easier. It's easier. So, and also it's sometimes if there is a small company, like the company I'm working with at the moment, it was through a referral. I had helped someone sometime back, and that person reverted back to me saying that I want you to be a part of my team. So he referred to me, and then I'm working with that company. So referrals do play a big role. Like, see, understand from the point of a company, you are recruiting so many people, and it's not possible for you to just keep posting interviews all year long. Referrals basically add to your credibility, and it helps you in getting filtered. So yeah, it's now, actually, I wanted to talk about these in a lot of details, but I guess I covered this point. Yeah, keep applying is something I covered again. This is something I'd say that let's keep PDF format only. So you see, I talked about bots. If you submit images or doc, the bots can't read. So always use PDF formats and test it on websites. There are a lot of open source sites available for that. Yeah, learn copywriting. Basically what you can do is you can go on LinkedIn and in your network and cold email and cold text people. Okay, I want an internship in this domain, do you have any opening? But you don't need to go and talk to the person like, hey, how are you doing? If it's on LinkedIn, the person won't reply. But if you say that, hey, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to intern in your company, or maybe I'm working in this domain. Give a little background, and then say I was looking for an internship opportunity. Is there any opening in your company? Be on point. Professionals are very busy people. They don't have time for doing that WhatsApp thing. Hi, how are you? And reply. That does not work. Copywriting I say because copywriting is basically writing good captions and all. So that is like writing text in a way that the person who reads takes some value and does not feel like you're selling. So just Google a little about it and learn how to sell. Is that I actually hearing this podcast of Kunal Shah, the founder of Cred, where he says that Indians are very bad at selling. In any when you're doing anything, we need to sell ourselves. It might sound very bad, but the idea behind is that if you are trying to crack an internship, you're basically selling your skills to the company. Key, you have the skills which the company can use for their own benefit. That is the entire concept. So you need to know how to sell yourself. That is the reason why we say learn how to sell. And there is this thing that sell this pen. Basically selling here is that you need to be confident but not overconfident कि लोगों को ऐसा ना लगे कि इसको internship का जरूरत ही नहीं है. It should look like you are someone who knows what to do but wants to work with this company. Then it needs to be that humble wala element, and that is the art of selling basically. And good books in the sense that just read books which talk learn psychology. I'd like read psychology, I'd say, because understanding human nature helps in a lot of stuff. Like you see, when I was taking this session, I added Slido. That is basically so that I know how many people are active. Have people left, or because I can't constantly see the chats. So if people are responding, it means that there are people who are listening to me and who are in sync with me. So if you read psychology, it will help you in the long run. You'll know what to say and what not to say. You know that there's this phrase that my dad tell me that as long as your tongue is like a tiger and your mouth is the cage. So as long it's inside, you are safe. But once it gets outside, it can cause a lot of damage. So when you speak, and like since everything is online at the moment, so when you write, that is the tiger. But if you use it wisely, then it will help you. Otherwise, it can destroy stuff. So just read good books in the sense that you should read and consume good content. Okay, we have a question. Watch Wolf of Wall Street. Okay, that is something too explicit to suggest in a session. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So ठीक है, I guess I answered most of the questions. This is basically ki give me a feedback. I see a few people saying that the session was amazing. Okay, I feel good now. And this is like, do you people want us to organize something where we review? I don't know how much we'll be able to contribute, like not contribute, take out time, but maybe we can think about it if people are interested. Let me read the chats. Like I'll wait for 15 replies and then I'll just move ahead. Okay. It's okay. Everything takes time. Nothing happens overnight. This is a good quote. I'll copy it as well. Yeah, just a small self promotion. I run this digest. I'll talk about it as well. But since we don't have time, there I post motivational stuff from the books I read. So you can subscribe to it. I'll put the link in the chat. And anyway, yeah. Okay, so people are interested. We can see what we can do here. Any questions? That's fine. The next thing is basically that did you learn something new, or was it just me talking to myself? Quickly, just 5 replies. Maybe how many people are left? 35 people are still left. 5 or 6, maybe the core team, so 30 people still left. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check if it's active or not. Yeah, so see, nothing is tracked, so you can just give something. Okay, going back here, yes. Listen to it slide. Now, if you want to unmute your mics and say anything, just go ahead. We have like 5 more minutes. I thought, One thing to add here is resume worded, because there are a lot of websites, but resume worded can be used for LinkedIn as well. Okay. Yeah. So, like, since a question was asked for the event wrap up, so for the event wrap up, I would say that when you're finding an internship, first come up with first decide that what do you, like, what have you done till date. Whatever you have done does not matter if it's related or not, but whatever you have done, have that. ठीक है, उसके बाद फिर start to make your CV. Use a template, use a resume builder site, add stuff there. ठीक है, and then you do the ground research ki, like I said, be very specific. Don't find ML internships. Find something like a company which is looking for someone to implement NLP on their website, or someone who wants to make a bot, something like that. Find very specific topics, and if it's web development, you need to learn certain specific skills. And if you don't find something in your domain, learn something new. We are in a time where we need to keep learning. Like, this was a post I shared yesterday, that every professional is also an amateur, because things are like going at a speed where it's very difficult to keep up with the trend. So we need to keep on learning. So that's why do your ground research. Okay, then make projects, build a portfolio website. That's the best thing to do. Use templates. See, it's okay to copy code, but don't claim that code as yours. Don't say that okay, I made it completely from scratch. Say that you use a template. It's okay. Someone from ML does not have an idea of web development, but you should not say that this is something I made on my own. So make a portfolio website. Go to hundreds of places, cold email, cold text, leverage your network, add more people on LinkedIn, go to people, like, add people and follow people who post such stuff. Like, just be super active, super dedicated. Like, take out maybe 1 hour in your day just to do this, because if you are someone who has not cracked any internship yet, this will, like, you need to focus a little more and give a little more time, and you need to keep growing your skills on the side as well. And don't shy away thinking yeah, I'm technical person, why should I do a non-technical like internship. It does not matter. Like, after 2 years, if you end up with a technical one, you will never talk about the non-technical one. In none of my CVs, my non-technical internships are mentioned. It's just there on LinkedIn because it's something that I like it there. It looks a little flashy, and it gives me a good image. So, like, it's already 7:30. I would have talked about LinkedIn as well, but that will become too much. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. Oh, before that, let me just do a little bit of self promotion. So, I run this page and digest where I share motivational content pieces. Either I write that, or I take them for blogs or books or even Twitter threads. And I post it on WhatsApp. Like, I share it directly on WhatsApp. You need to just tell me that you want to be a part of it. So, I'm putting the link in the chat. This is like sheer self promotion. I'm sorry about it, but yeah, uh, like, I guess today only I sent mail, not a mail, a message where I asked people, and they said that they love it and it would be great if more people knew about it. So yeah, and that's it. Let me just quickly go back and see it. Okay, so we 10 people responded, had a very clear. Oh, that's nice. We have something in the Q&A. Mind sharing tips about networking? Acha, हाँ, ठीक है. This is also a good question. If the person is still here who asked, let me tell you. When we say ki networking, na, it's not about adding people in your LinkedIn only or in your network only. You need to have a bond with them. By bond, I mean that you need to be constantly in contact with them. So I did a internship, not an internship, I did a webinar with someone on a LinkedIn influencer, as people would say. So what happened after the webinar? Like, during the webinar, he had asked us to make memes so that we could indirectly promote his workshop. And then I stayed in contact with him even after that. And then he suddenly rolled out a form that he needs graphic designers, and I applied that. ठीक है, तो and applied there, and I started working with him. So you need to be in loop with the people you want to network with, interact with them on their post, or if they post something, if you have the WhatsApp number and they post something on WhatsApp, then reply to it and add some value there so that they start talking to you. And now introverts, see, talking about क्या बोलते हैं introverts, you people have the best time at the moment. I'm also an introvert. I was an introvert, I would say, but now I've got a little out of that shell, and I can talk to people better. So you people have this beautiful time right now where everything is online, so you just need to learn how to text. Now, when I say learn how to text, is that you need to keep a couple of things in mind. Number one, don't ever sound desperate. Don't go like, oh, please, मेरे को internship दिला दो वाला चीज. Don't do that. Please, मेरे को network में add कर दो. Become a little confident. Like say that okay, like let's say that person is someone. Yeah, I did that. Like there was this person at Adobe, some project manager, and he had posted about an opening at Adobe. So what I told him while inviting him on LinkedIn, I took that send. You have that option to send a customized invite. So I sent it there. I said that hey, I wrote his name, and I said I saw that post of yours where you shared the internship update. So I'd like to connect with you so that I'm more aware of the internship opportunities at Adobe, and I really want to someday work there. So what happened after sending that message, that he accepted my request, and he even reverted saying that there are more opportunities coming sometime later, and he isn't aware of it directly because he's not in the HR team. Since I was on point, I told him that I want to be a part of it, and I'd seen something which is relevant for me. He replied, and now I know that the next time I text him about something, he might also reply again. So just learn how to type, learn how to like copywriting, and the thing I told about selling. Yeah, so learn how to sell. That is the key thing. Like when you're searching for jobs, internships, leads, freelance projects, whatever, you are basically selling your skills. At after one time, if you're building a product, then you're selling that product. But if you are someone who is someone who's looking for jobs and all, you are basically selling your own skills. So keep that in mind and learn how to sell, learn how to write text, learn how to write good emails. Never start an email like hey to, or who to whoever concerned. Always like go something like, if you don't know who the person is, if you know the person, then say hey name, and if you don't know who the person is, just say hey. Like don't put like to whoever concerned, it looks bad, it looks like you don't know and you're not interested. If you say hey, and then you say that how are you doing, now that is something very simple. It might look as a cliche, but the fact that you're asking that person something, like it lightens their mood if they're in a bad mood. So just keep it a little cliche, that's okay, but it should show that you've put in some effort. The other way, like the recent, because of COVID, you can add something like I learned it from a senior. You can add something like hey how are you, hey, then you say how are you doing, I hope you're doing well in this pandemic, things are hard for everybody. So that shows that you are aware that the things are hard for them as well, and you'll understand if they don't reply quickly also. So that gives a small positive message, and then you say that I am this person, I want to do this. Like, I want to, maybe if you are looking for a collab, you can say, I'm looking for a collab. If you're looking for internship, you say that, okay, I'm this person, I'm studying here, I work in this domain, and I was curious to know that if you have an internship. So that's how it works. You need to, yeah, this is something I read somewhere, I don't know where exactly. People are not interested in knowing what you want from them. They're interested in knowing what you can give them. So if you're a skilled person, what you can give them is you can save their time, because the purpose why people hire is saving their own time, and then they can scale as well. So that is the entire idea. So you should not be obsessed about yourself only when you're networking. You should be more obsessed about the person. Like if you're applying, if you're talking to someone and the person is maybe an entrepreneur or just a new startup founder, talk to them about their startup. They're more likely to come back to you and ask about their startup new update if they have, to get feedback if you're genuinely interested. It happened with one of the seniors of our college. So she released this e-commerce website, and when she shared the website with me, I went through the entire website. I even told her the things that were wrong. So she told me, thank you so much that you told us these glitches are there and that we fixed it. And now, like whatever products that I sell, I sell some custom art, it goes through her company's website and I get a little bit of discount as well. So that is the idea of networking. Networking is not about having big numbers in your network. It's about being in contact and having a relationship with everybody in your network. Because if the person is just there in your contact list, it's of no point. It's like an idle person, just another contact. But if you have a small bond, it can be something very simple. But if you have talked to that person once, you're more likely to talk to that person again, and the person is more likely to respond again. So that's like I can say. And for introverts, you people have the best time. I'm saying that because I am also a little introverted, so you just need to text. And in texting, it's like you can reply later as well. You don't have to reply then and there. But when you're outside, you need to reply on face, and that's where extroverts get an upper hand. But yeah, अभी तो सब कुछ ऑफलाइन तो है नहीं, ऑनलाइन है, फायदा उठाओ.